7 the US warships fired laser to enemy's warship in South China Sea. At least 7 more the US Navy ships will receive optical dazzling interdictor, Navy laser-guided energy weapon systems. About this in his material on the pages of the Drive publication, Joseph Trevedick reports. Essentially, optical dazzling interdictor Navy is a laser system for blinding an enemy's UAV. The principle of its operation is to disable drone sensors and, thus, remove the drone. However, the author notes, for this laser it will not be difficult to use its capabilities in relation to manned aircraft. At the moment, only one the US Navy ship has an innovation system. This is the USS Dewey destroyer. In the long run, it is planned to equip all ships of the fleet with an optical dazzling interdictor Navy system for protection against drones. In the short term, 7 ships. The optical dazzling interdictor Navy system has a low-power laser and can dazzle the electro-optical and infrared optics of the enemy, as well as disable cameras that are used on drones and aircraft for reconnaissance purposes. The Navy Command does not disclose the names of the ships that will receive optical dazzling interdictor Navy in the next 3 years. The author, however, has no doubt that we are talking about destroyers of the Arleigh class. It is assumed that the weapons will mainly be directed to the east and southeast of Asia, where China is the main enemy of the United States, as well as to the Middle East, where the states have to confront Iran. Iran often used UAVs for surveying the US Navy ships in the Persian Gulf, Gulf of Oman and the Strait of Hormuz, recalls Military Review. As we reported on May 24th, the USS Portland landing craft of the US Navy successfully tested high-power laser weapons that can destroy aircraft in flight. CNN notes that the tests, during which an unmanned aerial vehicle in the Pacific Ocean were destroyed, were held on May 16th. The television company published videos and photographs showing how a laser beam is directed from the deck of a ship onto the apparatus and incapacitates it. CNN quotes a Navy statement saying it is the first test of the high-end solid-state laser at the system level. The Navy also emphasized that laser weapons provide greater capabilities to respond to various threats. The military did not reveal the power of the laser, but the television company suggests that we are talking about 150 kilowatts. The weapon can be used both against aircraft and against small boats. Last year, the Department of Defense Advanced Engineering of the U.S. Department of Defense announced a competition to develop a system for protecting military equipment from the effects of combat lasers. According to the task, the system developers must create a promising system that should detect laser radiation, automatically determine the location of its source and disrupt the operation of the emitting installation for several milliseconds from the moment of detection of the beam. In this case, the system should be suitable for installation on land, air and marine equipment. It is allowed to use kinetic weapons in the defense system to counter combat lasers. Companies that have already completed analysis of a new system project or laboratory research will be eligible to participate in the competition. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency emphasized that the creation of such systems is a necessity, since, according to military experts, over the next 20 years, laser weapons will become commonplace in military conflicts. On the timing of the creation of a prototype system of protection against laser weapons, Today, several countries of the world, in particular Russia, China, the USA, France, Turkey and some other countries, are developing combat lasers that can be used to protect military installations from drones, mortar mines, cruise missiles, helicopters and light aircraft. Work on this topic is at various stages of implementation. This type of system is best suited for surface combatants like cruisers and destroyers. Theoretically, it could be put on any class of ship, but optical dazzling interdictor navy is not a point defense type of weapon, so installing it on other types of vessels might be counterproductive. The ultimate scenario when it comes to lasers for anyone in Navy leadership is a powerful laser weapon that would be precise in targeting and capable of destroying enemy craft, without the need to use expensive munitions that cost millions for each shot. But the technology appears to be nowhere near that kind of capability. However, as optical dazzling interdictor navy shows, this is not the only way to make lasers useful as weapons. Optical dazzling interdictor navy works by emitting an infrared light that interferes with electronic sensors. This disrupts a drone's ability to target or even navigate, which can cause a threat to crash harmlessly into the water. Optical dazzling interdictor navy will have some of the same limitations all lasers have. Rain, smog and smoke could limit its effectiveness, but it's another tool in the Navy's toolbox. Optical dazzling interdictor navy has turned out to be a cost-effective weapon in a number of ways. Devoting power to a laser is less expensive than destroying an aerial threat such as a drone. Also, the system was developed rapidly and for not a lot of money, at least by Defense Department standards.